World War II, a global conflict that changed history. World War II was the largest and most destructive conflict in human history. It lasted from 1939 to 1945 and involved most of the world's nations, including great powers divided into two main alliances, the Allies and the Axis. The war reshaped borders, societies, and global politics, and its consequences are still felt today. The roots of World War II can be traced back to the aftermath of World War I. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, placed heavy blame and punishment on Germany. Germany lost territory, was forced to pay massive reparations, and had its military severely restricted. These harsh conditions led to economic hardship, political instability, and widespread resentment among the German people. At the same time, the world was suffering from the Great Depression in the 1930s. Economic collapse created fear and desperation, allowing extremist leaders to rise to power. In Germany, Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party promised to restore national pride, rebuild the economy, and overturn the Treaty of Versailles. In Italy, Benito Mussolini promoted fascism, while in Japan, military leaders sought expansion to secure natural resources. World War II officially began on September 1, 1939, when Germany invaded Poland. Using a new military strategy known as Blitzkrieg, or Lightning War, German forces combined fast-moving tanks, aircraft, and infantry to overwhelm their enemies. Britain and France responded by declaring war on Germany, marking the start of the global conflict. In the early years of the war, the Axis powers experienced rapid success. Germany conquered much of Western Europe, including France, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Meanwhile, Italy expanded in Africa, and Japan invaded large parts of China and Southeast Asia. By 1941, Axis forces controlled vast territories. One of the key moments in Europe was the Battle of Britain in 1940. Germany attempted to defeat Britain through air attacks, hoping to force a surrender. However, the British Royal Air Force successfully defended the country, marking Hitler's first major defeat and preventing a German invasion of Britain. In June 1941, Germany broke its non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union and launched Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the USSR. This decision proved disastrous. Although German forces advanced quickly at first, they were unprepared for the harsh Russian winter and strong Soviet resistance. The Eastern Front became the deadliest theater of the war. Meanwhile, the war expanded dramatically in December 1941, when Japan launched a surprise attack on the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. This attack killed over 2,400 Americans and led the United States to officially enter the war. Soon after, Germany and Italy declared war on the U.S., turning World War II into a truly global conflict. As the war continued, the Allies began to regain momentum. One of the most significant turning points was the Battle of Stalingrad from 1942 to 1943. Soviet forces surrounded and defeated a large German army, marking the beginning of Germany's retreat on the Eastern Front. In North Africa, Allied forces defeated Axis troops, securing important supply routes. In June 1944, the Allies launched D-Day, the massive invasion of Nazi-occupied France. Over 150,000 Allied troops landed on the beaches of Normandy. This operation opened a second front in Western Europe and led to the liberation of France. By early 1945, Allied forces were advancing toward Germany from both the east and west. As Allied troops closed in, it became clear that Germany was losing the war. On April 30, 1945, Adolf Hitler committed suicide in his bunker in Berlin. Shortly after, Germany surrendered on May 7, 1945, bringing the war in Europe to an end. However, the war continued in the Pacific. The United States fought fierce battles against Japan, including Iwo Jima and Okinawa. To force a quick end to the war and avoid a costly invasion of Japan, the US made a controversial decision. In August 1945, atomic bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The destruction was immense, and Japan surrendered shortly afterward, officially ending World War II on September 2, 1945. World War II had devastating consequences. An estimated 70 to 85 million people lost their lives, including civilians. One of the darkest chapters was the Holocaust, in which 6 million Jews were systematically murdered by the Nazi regime, along with millions of others considered undesirable. The war also led to major global changes. The United Nations was created to promote peace and prevent future conflicts. Europe was left economically shattered, while the United States and the Soviet Union emerged as superpowers, leading to the Cold War. World War II was not just a military conflict, but a turning point in human history. It demonstrated the dangers of dictatorship, extreme nationalism, and unchecked aggression. Remembering its lessons is essential to ensuring that such a devastating war never happens again. In conclusion, World War II was a defining moment in world history that reshaped nations, borders, and global relations. It showed the devastating consequences of hatred, unchecked power, and global conflict, while also highlighting the importance of unity, sacrifice, and resilience. The war led to the creation of international organizations aimed at preserving peace and taught the world powerful lessons about human rights and cooperation. By remembering World War II and learning from its history, we honor those who suffered and help ensure that such a tragedy is never repeated. For more historical tales, please like, comment, and subscribe.